Recording in
Next up,
progress.
Vincent Sneed, How Teaching African American Music Can Create Equitable Schools. Vincent Sneed has been a music educator in public schools in Georgia for the past 21 years. He has taught both high and middle school, which included teaching band, chorus, music history, music theory, music appreciation, and piano. Mr. Sneed also taught voice and provided music for churches across the state for the last 25 years. In 2012, he was selected as Teacher of the Year for the Muskogee County School District in Columbus, Georgia. Star Teacher in 2013, as well as Teacher of the Month on numerous occasions. Sneed was a featured TEDx speaker at Northwestern University, in 2024. He speaks nationally and internationally on culturally relevant education. He received his undergraduate degree in music education from Columbus State University in Columbus, Georgia, and his master's degree from the University of Florida. He is currently pursuing an EDS from the University of Florida. Mr. Sneed. Next up, we have Ms. Valerie Alphesia Valentine, No Fish Allowed in the Area. Ms. Valentine is a previous presenter. She is a native of Newport News and descendant of original settlers. She enrolled in first accredited writing class with prerequisite at Denby High School. She received a BA from Spelman College, an MA from Cal State University at Long Beach. She is a retired pharmaceutical sales regional training manager. Her career encompassed territories to each region of the USA, which, as a native of historical area, made her study local history in each region. She's been a background actor in commercials, TV shows, Netflix, Hulu, and various films. She enjoys Pilates, reading, yoga, golf, travel, and baking. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Valentine. And last, we have Ms. Valerie Winborn, Alchemy of Being, Black Memory Movement, and the Dance of Survival. Ms. Winborn is a versatile artist with a career spanning decades in dance, choreography, acting, education, and therapy. She toured extensively with the Urban Bush Women Dance Company as a featured performer. Ms. Winborn has worked with Ron Brown and David Rusev, sorry for the mispronunciation, say it again? Rusev, okay, and has showcased her choreography at venues like Dance Space and PS 122. A featured performer in the off-Broadway production of The Story of Josephine Baker, she was also a summer director for Robert Wilson's Watermill Center and movement coach for his production, The Temptation of St. Anthony. As a dance movement therapist, she leads workshops for trauma survivors and women with cancer. Formerly artistic director of the Norfolk State University's Dance Theater and department chair of the Gifted Dance Education Program at Virginia Beach, she now teaches at William & Mary and is a president-elect of the National Dance Society. Ms. Winborn. Starting us off first is coming up, Mr. Scruggs.
Thank you all for coming. I guess we got the breakfast crowd. Thank you all. And it's so funny to hear your accomplishment being read and realize that your proofreading skills are not that great. That's good. It's the tide that bides. And I can't talk about singing without singing, right? Can't talk about singing without singing. So follow the drinking gourd. Everybody's familiar with that? Follow, follow, follow the drinking gourd. Sing that with me. Follow, follow, follow the drinking gourd. A little bit stronger. And follow, yes, follow, follow the drinking gourd. For the old man is awaiting for to carry you to freedom. You sing, follow the drinking gourd. When the sun comes up and the first quail calls, sing, follow, follow the drinking gourd. Down the river bank we'll make a mighty good road. Follow the drinking gourd. Follow and follow, 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 follow the drinking gourd. For the old man is awaiting for to carry you to freedom. Follow the drinking gourd. Thank you. Yeah. I want to walk around. I'm going to walk around. Can you hear me? Okay. I'll move back. Oh, that's right. Yeah, be on the Zoom call. That's right. Good. Thank you. Singing has always been a part of my life. I'm a preacher's kid. Anybody else? All right, you survived. I survived a preacher's kid and having 8 sisters, so that's. But singing has always been a part of life, and I think about it as in that tie that, as the title says, it binds us together. Me and my sisters would all sing, and it was a sense of, we were known as the Scruggs family, so it was a sense of something that tied us together beyond our names. While listening to the audiobook Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington, Booker T. Washington begins to explain, there's a chapter called Slave Among Slaves, I think it's called, and he begins to explain how being enslaved in Southwest Virginia and the Civil War was about to end and freedom was coming. He talks about how all these things were happening on the plantation. And then he goes to this wonderful passage that I had a friend of mine read, and we're just going to listen to the passage, and we'll talk beyond that. And I think you have to hit the button back there. Yeah.
As the great day drew nearer, there was more singing in the slave quarters than usual. It was bolder, had more ring, and lasted later into the night. Most of the verses of the plantation songs had some reference to freedom. True, they had sung those same verses before, but they had been careful to explain that the freedom in these songs referred to the next world and had no connection with the life of this world. Now they gradually threw off the mask and were not afraid to let it be known that the freedom in their songs meant freedom of the body in this world.
So when we think about the African American spiritual, we have to realize a couple of things that how it was formed as it was being created. So it's arguably the first American art form. Whether you're talking about European American, African American, We feel that it is something that was created in the colonies of the United States, and it was neither wholly European nor African. So it was a new art form, a new way of producing music, because what you are doing is you're bringing two very different styles of creating art together in one place. And we know that was created by American slavery. The African American community was under great social and political and physical pressure. So the creations of the spirituals was due to these pressures that were happening amongst these people. Africans were being brought from Africa, being forced into slavery, and in a real sense, that was a building of a completely new community, right? And these communities were sometimes torn apart. These families were being torn apart, then put back together on another plantation, or you're creating another family, or you're part of another family on the plantation that you were being sold to. And so all of this was this kind of pulling apart, but at the same time, these spirituals were creating communities through this creation of this art form. Communal bonds were strengthened through religious expression and creativity. And so not only were these enslaved people were being taken from their different lands, they were also being stripped of their culture, stripped of their religion, and they were being given this new religion. They were being converted to Christianity. And through that expression of their faith, they created what we call the spirituals. So, and I'm going to skip through these slides because most of us understand that, 1619 was the first Africans that were brought to the United States. We know that this happened down in Fort Monroe, Virginia, not far from where we're standing right now, which is amazing to think about. And so spirituals were most likely the outgrowth of enslaved Africans' conversion to Christianity and being forced to share religious services with our European enslavers. So when we think about this I call it a transference of styles. Imagine you are in a different country, you're a different language, you're being enslaved, and then on Sundays you learn this new religion about, everybody being equal and God loving all people and everybody's the same, right? And then on Sundays, what are you being forced to do? You're being forced to have these religious services with your white enslavers. And I believe that there was a lot going on in these church services. One of the things that was happening was something called lining out of a hymn. Anybody heard something like that? Oh, not that many hands. Okay. So the lining out of a hymn is basically the leader will get up in front and sing the first line, and then it's a call and response. And then the church would sing that line, and then the leader would sing the next line. So what was going on in these church services was many things. There was a transference of musical elements. Remember, they were singing hymns. Africans had never heard a hymn or never sung a hymn, but they were learning these hymns. And then the other thing was happening was there was a transference of language. Remember, these Africans weren't English speakers for the most part. And so they were learning a language. That's why spirituals are very repetitive. We sing the same words over and over again. And then we maybe will change one or two words because you're learning a language. And these people were learning a religion, they were learning a language. And then there was the chordal structures of the European hymns that they were learning as well. So the musical transfers was happening. And so these spirituals were being created in the minds of these Africans because on Sunday afternoon, what did you get to do? Well, you get to go down on that big old oak tree and sing those songs the way you wanted to sing it. And you created new music, and that's how these spirituals were created. So on Sunday morning, you were sitting in the balcony, in that hot balcony, of those small little Baptist churches. But on Sunday afternoons, many times you were free to move to those brush arbors, right, and those bush arbors, and sing music the way you wanted to. And so that's where the spirituals were really being created. So when we think of spirituals, there are a couple of elements of style that we want to hit. We'll hit these very quickly. Melody, it's mostly pentatonic. Pentatonic simply means that it's only 5 notes. A lot of people talk about you can play hymns and spirituals on the black keys of the piano because there's only 5 different notes on those black keys. So it's very pentatonic. Sometimes we use the lower 3rd and 7th scale degrees. Who knows what they're called? The blue notes. Right? That kind of moaning. And it's amazing when you think about the Africans were taking this very strict 8-note scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, but that wasn't enough. We had to put some extra notes in there to express what we were feeling. Okay? So you had to have those extra notes in there. The harmony is mostly diatonic. That means within the key. We're singing a 3rd above and a 5th below. So a lot of people, anybody here grew up singing natural harmony, or you know how to sing that natural harmony? That's what you're doing. You're singing basically a 3rd above the melody or a 5th below the melody. Rhythm. Spirituals, most African Americans and African music is based on, we like that rhythm. But spirituals were very kind of, in other words, straight. They're straight eighths, very simple rhythms, actually. When the spirituals got up with blues, that's when gospel started to happen. That's what all the jumping and the bumping happened. The form is strophic, meaning that it's verse, 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 same melody, same harmony, but you're changing the words, strophic, like a hymn. And so we understand that hymn-like feeling comes from that transference that I was talking about earlier. Texture is generally homophonic, meaning 2 or 3 voices, and everybody's pretty much saying the same words at the same time, but there's also some improvised descants, or the call and the response, or the oohs and the ahs and the amens that go on during the songs. The tone color, and tone color basically simply means how the sound sounds. And so our voices, our African American voices, it's a heavier, fuller, richer sound. In European, in our European training, classically trained, we are talked about what's called the bel canto. Bel canto simply means beautiful singing. You sing mostly in the head voice, that very light sound, very little vibrato. In African American singing, we like to sing more in the chest and make it really full and rich. And each individual can bring their own sound to the song, okay? And that's why, in some churches, you don't sing somebody else's song, right? If Take Me Back is sung by Sister So-and-so, and nobody else sings Take Me Back. So we bring that individuality to the music. All right. Some of the other factors, it's an oral tradition. We don't necessarily write down the music. That's why in some places, This Little Light of Mine is sung with a different melody. You go down to another town, they sing it with a different melody. So it's an oral tradition. Occasional use of blue notes, as I've mentioned before. Old Testament stories and texts. Why is the Old Testament so important to the enslaved Africans? Because they were taught what? That the Israelites were enslaved. You are enslaved. That's why God loves you. That's why you need to behave like a good slave, right? And so that was the use of the Bible to keep people enslaved, keep people with that slave mentality, as we say sometimes. So Old Testaments and stories and texts are often used in spirituals. But on the other hand, the sense of Moses, the song that we just sang, Follow the Drinking Gourd, those were songs that were part of a different story. Coded wording and double meanings, right? Also in Follow the Drinking Gourd, there's a verse that says, dead trees will show the way. I always tell my students, what does that mean? Well, a dead tree grows moss. What side of the tree does the moss grow on? On the north side of the tree. So there you go. So let's go through this very quickly. So I want to just kind of break down some of the things that Booker T. Washington just said. First thing we're saying, it was more singing in the slave quarters than usual. It was bolder, had more ring, and lasted into the night. More singing than usual. That means that there was always singing, right? There was singing in these slave quarters. Singing was commonplace. It took place in the homes of the enslaved. We always think about people being out in the field singing, picking cotton and singing, right? But at the end of the day, of the long 14 hours of working, right, you're going to take some time to grab your community together and sing. And it was done late in the evening. I love that idea of just the thought of people gathering together after a hard day and singing these spirituals. Most of the Versus Plantation songs had some reference to freedom. Freedom in these songs referred to the next world and had no connection with this world. What? What you mean? Singing was connected to freedom. Right? I think Dr. Block said that yesterday, that this creation was connected to being free. Spirituals was subversive. Okay? White master is thinking I'm talking about when I die and go home to be with Jesus. No, what am I really talking about? Now. Now. Spirituals were coded with double meaning. I've always talked about that. The freedom of our songs meant freedom in the body in this world. So after all this coding, Booker T. Washington is saying, now that we know that freedom is coming, that we're going to throw off the mask, he says. And he says that we're going to talk about freedom in this world. Singing was connected to emancipation. I remember my grandmother or my mom said, you know, sometimes you can sing yourself happy, right? I would hear my mom sing, you know, be working around the house on a Saturday morning, and she'll be humming and singing, right? You sing yourself happy. Religious expression led to justice. Think about that. A lot of the civil rights movement was based in the church, and a lot of people sang. They were sitting in the jail. What were they doing? They were singing. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around. It's an out. Y'all want to keep going? I'm running out of time. So, but that's true. And then immediately you just want to sing. Faith affected the physical, right? These enslaved Africans learned this new faith, and even though it was truncated, even though they didn't give you the whole truth, they understood that faith was going to change their existence in the moment. So the lasting impact, singing continues to connect communities, became the framework of songs of the civil rights movement. We understand that. Sung in small country churches and in concert halls alike. Spirituals are so much. You can go to some little Baptist church, Pentecostal church inside the road, and they'll still singing spirituals. You can go to Carnegie Hall, and they're singing spirituals. It's a powerful, powerful art form. Thank you. Vines.
Thank you very much. Oh, yes. And next up, we have Mr. Sneed.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. Check. Good morning, everyone. My name is Vincent Sneed. I am from the great state of Georgia. Drove up here, actually. I didn't fly. How many of you think in this room, I just want to see by show of hands, because I'm going to ask you to participate this entire presentation. How many of you think that education in the United States is failing? I want you to understand something from the very beginning. Is that education in the United States is not failing. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Exactly. All the way to the point, lunch at schools. They design lunch at schools to be very bland, no seasoning and things, because they wanted the immigrants coming in to not desire their old foods. Recess, they wanted students to play together, German, Italian, Polish, so they would forget where they came from. Education was designed to be exclusive, never inclusive. So we're going to start with 1954. And I just want to, well, that's me. I want to start with 1954, and I want you to tell me what happened in that year. Brown v. Board of Education. What happened in 55? Brown 2. This is the first presentation I've given it. Someone got that right. Brown 2. And it said all deliberate speed. Between 1955 and the 1970s, who lost their jobs? Many, many black teachers. And so you have white teachers in front of black students. The problem with this, of course, is there's a cultural disconnect. And I have been teaching my student teachers, younger teachers, and even some experienced teachers that the key to understanding culture is understanding music. So, as we see here, we have 1954 Brown v. Board and 55 Brown v. Board 2. 1964, though, is when we really begin to see actual integration. The South fought it, and they fought it hard, to the point they closed schools. And of course, up north, we know they found interesting ways to keep segregation. So we still have these black teachers losing their jobs, and we have these black students sitting in the classroom with people who don't understand the culture. And what Mr. Scruggs just talked about is perfect, because we're going to demonstrate that right now. I'm going to sing something, sing the very last words of what I sing. Okay. I've got a home in the kingdom, ain't that good news? Now, can you see how I gave you no instructions, and you were still able to do a response, a call and response? One of the most important elements, as we just talked about in African American music, is this call and response. And I want you to understand that this is a difference between two ideas: participatory and presentational. Okay? So let's talk about this. Nearly 32,000 African American teachers lost their jobs. That includes administrators over these decades after Brown v. Board of Education. Now, what's important to understand with this is that they would place unqualified teachers in these classrooms. In my state, the state of Georgia, they put a milkman, no experience, in the classroom teaching black students. So what you have is these students sitting here expecting to receive and get a quality education, but there's again a cultural disconnect. So we just talked about call and response. These are some of the elements of African American music. We're going to try something. How many musicians in this room? Okay, we're going to try. I'm going to split up in this half right here. Let me have from these tables over here and these tables over here in group 2. So group 1 over here, group 2 over here. Let me have group 1. You're going to clap in 2. Let's do 3s first. I'm going to clap in 3s this side. So start that. Keep that going. We're going to do 2s on this side. Now listen as you're doing it. And stop. Can you hear the that is polyrhythm. We took 2 rhythms, combined them, and gave us a composite rhythm. Now what's important to understand is that it took who to do that? All of us. It was participatory, not presentational. I just sang to you and you said, ain't that good news? Call and response, participatory, not presentational. When you were doing that polyrhythm, you can hear it. You can already hear jazz in that coming along. Participatory, okay? Now, do we have call and response in the music we hear now? Could you play the very top one up there for me? I want you to listen very closely here.
Say baby, what you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. Shut your trap. I'm sipping wine. In a robe.
Thank you.
I look too good.
Can you hear call and response? He's responding to himself, but it's still call and response. Can you play the very first one over here?
Wow! I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
Thank you. Call and response. Except in this case, the response is in the instruments as opposed to being in the voice. This is participatory, not presentational. Wow! Oh, I did play. Now, let's look at the Eurocentric side of this. How many of you, when I have students, this is going to sound really odd, but when I have student teachers, I take them to a black church. And I take them to the most rural country black churches I can. And I ask them, have you been to one before? Sometimes I get some hands. I've been there once or twice. And I have to get them to understand. I want you to watch this. I'm going to demonstrate the kind of church I grew up in. Okay, I went to church in the 80s, but my grandparents were born in 1912 and 1914. And the churches that they attended were the same as they were when they were children. And so you had preachers that would get into this voice right here. And when you went into the church, you had to respond back to the preacher. You had to say things back to the preacher. And every time he would say something, you can hear how people are already responding to me right now. Because it's call and response. You see what I'm saying? And even now, the preachers, when they preach, even when they talk like this and they're saying, and God is so good, and you have to understand, people are still responding. What's the first thing the praise and worship leader does when they get up there? They expect you to participate. In fact, you look unusual if you're the one sitting not participating. Everyone's looking at you. Has God not been good to you? We understand this now. We get the idea this is call and response. Now, if you'll play that track up there for me, listen to this. I want you to imagine right now that we're at a concert. And while we're sitting there listening to this, I would like for you to start saying certain things. Play! Y'all sound good! Thank you. We're gonna all try that. We're gonna go sit in a concert hall and we're all gonna do that. What will probably happen? Quickly. I knew a man whose cell phone went off at a concert. And he was an older man. And he honestly just did not know it was his phone going off. And people were yelling and screaming at him, saying just the most vile things. So you can imagine if you're up there screaming and yelling at the New York Philharmonic performing, y'all sound good, play y'all. What's gonna happen? It's a cultural difference. So now we have to imagine on Saturday, this is what your students, if you're an African American, if you have African American students, this is what they're going to be hearing on Saturday. If you'll play that track for me. At a cookout. So we're at a cookout on Saturday.
All right, now, we're going to do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all.
You see everybody's understands is participating?
Right foot,
Thank
let's
you.
start.
Then on Sunday, they're in the church where they're expected to participate. They're expected to respond. Even if they don't sing the song, you got to at least stand up. You have to have, that's their Sunday. Now it's Monday. We have these African American students coming, sitting in the classroom with a call and response participatory Saturday, call and response participatory Sunday, a call and response participatory community. Now they're in a presentational classroom. Totally different. Now they're being written up, suspended because they're being lazy, because they're sleeping in class. Starting in the 1960s, people don't realize that the discipline, the suspension and expulsion rates skyrocketed when integration happened. It was designed, and they would see these students come in and say, oh, that's just them. That's how they are. They're lazy. They don't want to work. Not understanding that there was a cultural difference. Participatory versus presentational. Why is the student sleeping? And I have to tell some teachers, I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say this, but you can't be boring. You have to engage. This is why you see me and Mr. Scruggs, we don't want to stand right up here. The first thing he did was sing and had you respond back. Engagement, and you were all engaged. So I just mentioned about the discipline concerns. And this is the thing, when I do this talk to educators across the country, and this is one of the things I try to emphasize to them, is that you have to look at this before you look at this. Look at me and understand, am I being presentational in my approach? So I get up here and I say, okay, everyone, George Washington was the first president of the United States of America, and I'm up here lecturing you. And this student over here is asleep. There might be a reason beyond that student you think is just simply lazy. So is there really an achievement gap? Or is it how we're approaching education? And so I encourage all teachers, especially teachers who are in college now, I really encourage them to get out and immerse themselves within a community and see what that culture is like. Anybody been to Disney World? The Carousel of Progress. I was sitting in that show years ago, and there was a lady on her cell phone before the show started. And I said, I'm sure she'll, turn it off. The show begins. And if you don't know, it's this, like, it's a theater that rotates, and you see these different scenes. And so the show begins, and she's on her cell phone, and she is loud. And she is laughing and having a good time on her cell phone, and everybody feels this tension. And this 10-foot man stood up and said to her, hey, no cell phones. And she dropped her phone, and she was terrified. But I looked over there, and I knew immediately why she was on her phone. And nobody, when I've given this talk, has guessed why yet. Anybody know why? I looked over there on her cell phone, and I knew exactly what country she was from. And in their country, they talk on their phones everywhere. Movie theater. And so if that 10-foot man would have known that, he wouldn't have stood up and yelled at her. He would have understood this is a cultural difference. Avoiding, as a teacher, if I go up to a kid and say, hey, no cell phones, there are students who will talk back to me. But when I understand the cultural, then I can know how to respond better. to that student. This is why we have to do this with all of our educators and get out of this exclusive and make inclusive. Okay? So we have to evaluate our biases and stereotypes and really immerse ourselves in the culture to be able to do that. The only way you can do it is to immerse yourself there. Know who your students are. What are their backgrounds? Where do they come from? Who are their parents? Who are their grandparents? All of those things. That's my church, by the way. Let me keep going here. So these are the differences that we have to understand and the things that we have to do. Anybody heard of Carl Brigham? There were some people over in Europe who came up with an IQ test. That IQ test, they decided to use in our military in the United States. And people like Carl Brigham got a hold of that IQ test, and he said, I'm going to design this test so that only the best can get into schools like Harvard and Yale. So he took out questions that immigrants and African Americans got right. They took them out. And what did he call that test? The SAT. Exclusive, not inclusive. And so these students are looking at questions on their test that have no cultural relevance at all. So I want you to hear a teacher really quick before I conclude with call and response. You hear this with elementary class. You can play that clip for me.
You can hear me. Put a bubble in your mouth. Hocus pocus.
Everybody focus.
Call and response.
Hands on top.
Everybody stop.
Can I get a
Woo woo.
class class?
Yes, yes.
Jazz hands. Hear ye, hear ye.
All eyes on the queen.
That's why that works so well with kids. Call and response engagement.
You can hear me. Put
Oops, I guess it does work. These are some great books. I have some others for sources and references. There's another one that's awesome. It's called Original Sins by Eve Ewing. She just wrote that book. But all of these kind of detail some of the cultural elements, not just music, but everything from, as I mentioned before, school lunches, recess, our Pledge of Allegiance, a number of things they talk about. Dr. Joy DeGruy, there's some great books here that you can look up for some things. Let you get that. And this is my information here. That's the TED Talk that I did at Northwestern University. I'm at Central Gwinnett High School in the state of Georgia. You can email that email address. I'm a little slow on checking my emails right now. My son is very sick, so I've been kind of taking care of him. But you can always email me, and within the next couple of days, if you have any questions or anything, I'll be glad to respond to that, even if it's not the same day. Thank you all very much.
And now, moving right along, we have Ms. Valentine coming to the front.
I don't know what happened. Oh, you're gonna have to keep me on. I always go over. Let me see if I can find this again. Would you let them know that it was? Oh gosh, I just had this. Oh. Damn it! Oh, okay. Maybe the other person would want to go until I get mine up. It's not up yet. I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
Let somebody else go, and then I can. Why is this not coming up? Yeah, let them do it. I'll figure it out. Technical difficulties solved. We're good. And please, keep me on track. I always go over. Keep me on track. I always go over time. Stop me when it's time for questions. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am happy to be here again. This is my third presentation story. I am a member of the reservation. My ancestors were there at the Revolutionary War. So Cornwallis left them on the banks, and they moved up. And it's called a reservation. However, a lot of people don't know the reservation today is located in Lackey, Yorktown, but it also goes into Newport News. So when, Warwick County was purchased, so the dividing line goes right between Yorktown and Newport News, but there are people in the reservation that live in Lee Hall, Newport News. So today, well, first I'm going to tell you, the first story I told you all about was integrating Lee Hall Elementary School. Yeah, okay, that's enough. The second one was when my last year, well, I didn't have much good to say about it. Last year at the all-colored elementary school, Carver Elementary. And what was so significant about that was I didn't know it was my last year. And then we went to the predominantly white school after that. But that year I found in my class there was a little girl who had never had a birthday party, and she's turning 11. Bottom line is I had my mom make the cake and everything. But what's even better about that story, they met later on. So when these are published, I hope you will try to find them and read the specifics of it. Today, being a storyteller, I am going to share with you, and I always go over, but I asked Drew, please just let me know, and you all can have time to ask questions. But I'm going to tell you about my first corporate job in America, actually my first professional job. It's called No Fish Allowed in this area, and you're going to know why, just when I tell you certain things. So I'm going to get started. And I'm a storyteller, so I'll be up here. It was February 1975 when I learned I would be assigned to the Los Angeles Profit Center of the Chemical Products Division as the first female and the first African-American sales representative. The plant was located in Linwood, California, in an industrial lower-income suburban neighborhood. What a total surprise. I knew there was a profit center on the West Coast, but I had never thought about being placed there. The headquarters being Minneapolis, profit centers were in Philadelphia and Chicago. A new Atlanta plant was in the work, and there was talk about a Texas plant as well. Now that I look back on this situation, the most likely profit center, LA was for me. As badly as I wanted an Atlanta sales territory, it would be years before this company or any American company would send an African-American male or female to the southeastern United States to sell. The company at that time was the largest privately held company in the United States and third largest in the world economy. In their 250 years of operation, they had never been a woman or person of color to have any other job than a labor or hourly employee. In the 1970s, the company was under indictment by the federal government to hire both women and minorities in managerial positions. No grace or shortcut was given to the new minority hires. We did have to meet the same requirements of recently having graduated from college and have had a successful interview by college program personnel to be offered a permanent position. While there was no grade point average required, later, I was informed that this company believed applicants with a grade point average of 3.9 or above were not considered for sales and marketing. They felt these people lacked people skills required for sales, but rather were considered for technical and research positions. Now, that was a reality in '74. If you said that now, everybody would be out of the job, the company and everything. So the internship consisted of 12 weeks, and it was visits and interaction with the various divisions of the company. The company would take raw materials and make intermediates and down their line of process, and they sold these intermediates to different manufacturing companies. If you drink beer, fructose or anything like that. So the company had held a notoriety of contributing something to at least 2 of your meals per day, if not all 3. In other words, there were salt mines in Louisiana, poultry farms in Florida, feed grain elevators in the Dakotas, etc., and a new raw material manufacturers. They also had them in the United States and foreign countries. So upon completion of this program, you were supposed to give college programs your 3 choices, but a lot of times in the field, And there would be times when you'd have to be in headquarters for this division, and then you'd go out to a profit center. I actually have a pic, I don't have it here, but I wanted to show it to you. It was a rail car, the rectangular ones you see on the rail tracks, and I'm standing in it. Was one day we were working there, I have a hard hat on, and I'm literally standing in like 15 tons of kernels of corn. So they take that and they make fructose and everything and all down the line, and they sell it to different people. So that was just one incident. The other thing, okay. Ideally, you would have gotten an idea after these 12 weeks, and you would let them know. Sometimes at Profit Center, when you were there, they were enamored with you, and they'd reach out. Upon completion, you'd give your 3 chances. I use the word him pronoun. In 1975 Minneapolis, our class of 75 trainees had both men and women new hires. Of course, the men outnumbered the women college interns, about 8 men per female. This caused every problem imaginable. The white men trainees who didn't like the look or race of other trainees they were paired with, they would refuse to work with those individuals. Regularly, they left us stranded at airports, hotels, or changed the departure time without notifying you. They didn't share company resources with all trainees. Many times the white trainees would leave the women or black person alone in the hotels if they went out to dinner or visit the city. The company always provided us transportation, and we were supposed to share. That didn't always happen, needless to say. So yes, there was a time that I and another black intern, we had met at orientation, and we wanted to travel together. We had gotten the opportunity to go to salt mines in Louisiana, and it happened to be on a 4th of July weekend. So we flew out. When we got there, we found out the guys had left us. We had no car. We had our information about how to get the hotel and that kind of stuff. So, we're like 22, 23. We don't have drivers. I mean, we have driver's license, but we don't have credit cards and things. So the company would always make it right. Okay, we'll get you another car. But that wasn't the way. As a military brat, national travel, civil rights movements of the 60s, many of us are prepared for the unfortunate treatment by our interns, the other interns. There was even a list the white men made up about they would never travel, or they didn't ever want to travel with the blacks, but they even made a list of undesirable white women too. So, they thought they really had it going on. And they always tried to control the car. And listen, being as vintage as I am, I realize, masculinity, that's kind of part of their world. We get it. But now we're both being paid the same salary, both have the same education. They just were not, they still felt they had some type of control or power over us. There were instances when the white interns, I told you about the rental car and everything. Okay. Now, this one I want to share with you for sure, the secretary. So, of all the people, now we're trainees, but we're managerial, right? There was also slights from the secretaries in the company on all levels. One such incident occurred when I was temporarily assigned to a department at headquarters, and the secretary always left my work to be done last, thus making me become unglued at the thought of not having my work completed by deadline. My response was to complete my project, submitted to her 3 days before the deadline. Even this tactic left me begging to have my work completed in a timely fashion. This didn't work. She just refused to do my report requested. She had no problem getting the assignments to my white male or female colleagues. She said, "I don't work for you. I work for the department manager." I had worked ferociously getting that presentation to our manager when asked to share my solution of the issue of concern. When it was time for me to give my presentation, I apologized to the team for not having copies of my presentation because the secretary's workload didn't allow it. The hard-nosed, get-it-done, no-nonsense manager, he had been in the military because there were photos in his office, grabbed the presentation folder from me, still in stride, continued out of his office, leaving the door open. We could hear his thunderous voice say to the secretary, "Valerie tells me you refuse to do her work when she's given you ample time to meet the deadline." The secretary began, already overloaded with work from him, department responsibilities. She said that I'd rushed her, and my asking about the status of the reports I submitted was annoying. Before she could finish her statement, the manager interrupted her in a loud, angry voice. "I don't care. You work for me." and any intern asks you to do some work, some secretarial assignment, it's for me, he shouted. So you do it, no questions asked. I know Valerie does her work thoroughly and promptly. If she asks, then you do it in a timely manner. It's not the first time you've refused to do it, but it is the last. Got it? We're through here. Okay, he walked back into the office in complete silence. He sat at his desk in a calm, professional manner. He looked at me and said, "If you have any problems, let me know." I made eye contact with him. I nodded with a response of eye contact and yes. Okay, I should probably give you guys another picture. Okay, before all this sales training again in Minneapolis, I had finished Spelman College and came home. I was a regular substitute teacher every day, and I wanted to go to graduate school, of course, so I entered the Miss Hampton Newport News pageant because that's what it was for. Okay, yes, I was the one. I was the only. I did tap and ballet for like 52 years, but at this time, I was doing a tap dance to the tune of Shaft. I mean, it was that minute, okay? However, I want to share with you the person that won the talent was a white girl who did tap dancing with fire batons. Just a little something I want to share with you. So this is a picture from the college interns. We were allowed to come, casual on certain days. So they sent this picture out to all the plant profit centers, and we have a roster of it. I want to share with you, this was taken in the office, by a local phone, but when, photo with the camera. So when you actually get the position you're assigned and you get designated to a division, then you go to a professional photographer in Minneapolis and have your portrait done, your picture. I want you all to know that I did it 3 times, and each time you cannot tell me from the background. And I said to the company, you will not publish this. So, okay, this one's gonna be good, y'all. Let me take you there. So we talked about now training. There's another thing. It's 12 weeks just to be in the program. And then when they decided, and I'll share this with you, we can't talk about it now, but it was on a dare from a black girl who was also an intern. She saw the president of my division, and she's like, "Hey, you want that job, right? There he is." I'm telling you, a dare had me walk up to him, and he's standing with his colleagues, and I just kind of say to him, "Excuse me, Mr. Clovey," because I knew everything about the department, and I wanted that job, okay? All right. So the reason, I'm sorry, they told me my time is almost up, but I want to tell you the red, this is an Aston Martin. So when I get to LA, some guy's at the airport, right, he holds a sign, and it says Valentine, and he's a regular white boy, light brown, pretty eyes, and 3-piece pinstripe suit. I mean, he was working it, right? The sign Valentine. I always walk up to him and say, "Hi, I'm Valentine." Well, he welcomed me to the company and to LA, and he took me out of the airport, and I'm like, "What, our luggage?" And he goes, "I'm at your hotel tonight." So we walk out, and when we walk out, I see these people, the police, and people just admiring this automobile there, right? So when he walks up, he opens the door for me to get in his red Aston Martin. Our company gave company cars. Can you imagine? So when he jumps in, I'm like, I can't wait to get my company car. And he starts to laugh, okay? And he says, "Yeah, well, this is my car. And I want to get to that monologue so I can tell you what goes on. And then I'll have questions or anything you want." Okay, so here's the monologue. Red Aston Martin. On the way to the Profit Center, the senior sales manager, affectionately known as Karnak the Magnificent, told me that Aston Martin was not a company car, but instead his personal automobile. Since he had been selected, I found out later he volunteered to pick me up from LAX. In his words, "You are the first and only woman to be a member of the Chemical Products Division." He went on to say, "I just wanted to welcome you to Southern California and to do it in style," while making a memorable impression. For his words, I smiled and laughed and replied, "Mission accomplished," all the while knowing he had planned to hit on the new girl. As cool as he was also real. And here I am. We both laughed to no end giggle. Oh, I'm not disappointed, but he hesitated. I liked his spirit, and knowing I needed an ally, I helped him out. I'm not what you expected, huh? I chuckled. Here we go again, I thought. He agreed and continued, "Your name is Valerie Valentine. You're from the South," with a slight accent, he continued. "I guess I was expecting a pretty petite blonde." We both laughed out loud about that statement, okay? "You didn't ask?" I questioned him. "There's a college program's intern roster with pictures," I cried. "No rumors?" "I spent 4 months at research." That was the other thing. You had to research for 10, 12 weeks. Mine was for 12 weeks. Most people, along those 12 weeks, their manager would say, "Hey, you're done. We need you in the field." I completed all my 12 weeks. Just want you to know that. And they're going to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. So I even asked them if the local plant manager hadn't told them that I was a person of color. And this was another man made me realize he might have been in the military because he didn't. And I thought, need to know basis, right? So with a couple of pictures, I'll show you. This was Cargill, the first company that I worked for. And they did information on those of us, so there was diversity. This was in Southern California. They had a paint and coatings magazine. And this was the article that they wrote. There were 5 of us women in sales. And of course, I was the only minority. So basically, this one, I'm really kind of sad to share this with you, but in the end, you've got to remember, this is 1975, right? So they were asking me about how I managed in sales and everything, and it was like, think like a man, act like a lady, work like a dog. Yeah, it's corny now, but it was hot then, okay? I just need you to know. These are just pictures. I was the photographer for the paint and coating, so I got to know all my clients, and I haven't even begun to tell you how the clients met me. I was walking through the California plant one day, and somebody took it. Another magazine, Big Money Jobs for Women, it's 1979, I believe, and there I am with a client. They also had a Paint and Coatings Association, and I was on the publicity committee, so I took pictures of everybody, but there we are playing volleyball. They made me the captain of the volleyball team, and we all competed at the spring frolic after we played golf. But I had 5 other team members, all men, and they were all over 6 feet. And they determined to be with me every year, and we held the title for winning every volleyball game we played. Another sales and marketing magazine, okay, it's corny, y'all, it was 75, selling Charlie's Angels, okay? It was hot then, I promise you, all right? And these were some of my colleagues and stuff. So I will end with this. My graduate school, Cal State University, I went at night because I worked for this company. And I got my master's, but they asked me this year, well, they published it this year. It's an audio of me being at their college, and it's on diversity. And that was like around 76. I graduated in 80, so. Now, questions. What can I help you with? I'm sorry? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next we have our final presenter, Ms. Winborn.
Most off, we're wrong, but we approach everything as if we're right. Way, way, way right. Real talk, maybe we should, maybe we would take more time to listen, to be better, to get better, to listen to the facts, the actual factual facts. Seems we're in a time where facts don't matter at all. But with that in mind, I want to warn you. I want to prepare you. I want you to get yourself ready for what may be seen as irreverence. The audacity, the arrogance, the divine right to be wrong without considering the right to be. If even for a moment being just for a time, blackety black, blacker than black, there it is, I said it, blackety black. Let's get that in your head. You know, things that make us feel less than, things that make us feel like we're not good enough and we challenge ourselves, things that make us feel ghetto. Well, you know, listen, you get the idea. You know, they say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Well, right now, I'm going to get real sweet because I'm from a line of people that do the most. Leave now or forever hold your peace. If you come in with what's biblical, moral, physical, classes, or otherwise, put one finger up and tip past the pastor and the ushers and escort yourself out. Because the doors of the church are now officially open. Oh, yes. Hallelujah. Come on with it. We're going to have church today, a holy celebration of all things black. Good, bad, and indifferent. We's gonna be magically black. We's gonna let everybody feel welcome because it's part of the alchemy, you know. The community, the all things that make us what we are. We are, we are survivors, recyclers, revivals, food scraps into cobblers, weeds into medicine. Oh yes, we are the transformers. We are people who took a movement to make it memory. Culture in the act of becoming. A culture that says community is survival. Tonight, we invite you to the ring shop, the Juba, the cakewalk, bucking and winging. And yes, Sunday. Come Sunday. Yeah.
Lord,
Praying mamas.
dear Lord
I remember my mama.
of love, God Almighty, God above.
I remember one time I almost got hit by a car. And I said, I gotta call my mama. I gotta call her. And I called my mama, and when she answered the phone, she said, I was just praying for you.
People through.
Faith. I remember she'd be on her knees praying, fall asleep for hours. We come back and wake her up. She wouldn't get up. She'd keep praying. I remember, Mama. I remember. I remember. I remember. I remember. I remember. Faith. Faith that seemed impossible.
And see my
That kind of faith. I know you know what I'm talking about. I know you know. And if you don't know, it's in here.
I believe that God put sun and moon
There was something we saw.
up in the sky. I don't mind.
I remember being in a workshop, and the woman said, I never thought about what it's like when my son goes out. I don't have to worry about him coming back home. My mama had 2 sons she worried about every day. I remember.
The valley, they neither toss or spin.
I remember.
And flow.
But you know what? As hard as my mama prayed, in the next room, Thomasine, Alma, Tommy, and Wayne were in there getting down. I was right there with them. Let me tell you. And the way they got down was like looking at Soul Train on Saturday. Yeah. I watched. I was the baby girl. Woo! They would get down. I wanted to be just like them. Thomasine had 6 Afro wigs. I took one, put it on. I was beautiful like my sister. I mean, Angela Davis beautiful. Hey, and then Soul Train on Saturday. I was in the TV in the room by myself, and I was in the TV getting down. What? Soul Train every Saturday, and I was dancing beside that lady with the long hair. How'd she get on Soul Train anyway? But she could dance. Y'all know who she is, huh? I know who she is. Yeah, in my head. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's in my head. Yeah. Oh. Woo! I know. It's in here. Hey! Oh yeah, it was an orchestra of dancers in my head. Yeah. Woo! Saturday morning, Soul Train. Huh? Woo! And what did that funk turn into? Sometimes my daddy made my brother Tommy cut his afro. He'd come back and be down to here. He'd go right up the steps. Go in the bathroom and stay for hours. Tommy, come on out of that bathroom. Mama, get him out. So you know what? I remember. Yeah. 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 He's still in that bathroom? Boy, you better check your attitude.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
No.
Hustle, though ambition, flow
This ain't a
inside my
wig.
DNA. I was born like this, it's born like this, immaculate.
Yes, it's all mine.
Transform like this, perform like this, was Yaoshu a new weapon. I don't
know.
contemplate,
It's in the
meditate.
DNA.
Off your
I mean,
fucking head. This that
it
puts
could be the
against
people
the
living
bed.
harmoniously who made me, or maybe they warring together, making something look the same way.
In my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got dark, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA. I just win again, then win again, like Wimbledon I serve. Yeah, that's him again, the sound that engine is like
I forgot my sleep cap last night.
and Corvette tires skirt the boulevard. I know how you work,
Tried
I know
to tell
just who
them,
you are.
satin is best.
Use a bitch, your hormones probably switch inside your DNA.
Check your attitude. No, I am not mad. This is the way I talk. I'm very passionate. So if you feel like your feelings are hurt, check yourself. I'll let you know when I'm mad.
Jellyfish, I gauge. See my pedigree, most definitely don't tolerate the front. Shit I been through probably offend you. This is Paula's oldest son. I know murder, conviction, burners,
Huh.
burglars, ballers, dead, redemption, scholars.
I am not gonna be ashamed of who I am. All of this, I earned it, earned it, earned it.
Born inside the beast, my expertise checked out in second grade. When I was 9, on sale motel, we didn't have nowhere to stay. At 29, I've done so well, hit cartwheel in my estate. And I'm gon' shine like I'm supposed to, antisocial extrovert. And excellent meaning extrovert.
It's all community.
What the fuck you heard?
It's all collective.
Struck my nerve, and that's a riff gonna be this case.
Gotta come together.
Salute the truth from the prophecy.
You know, let's get ready to stand. I want you all to stand. We're gonna sing the Black National Anthem. Because all of who we are comes together, hey? Huh? And if you don't know the words, you better learn them soon. Lift every voice now and sing. Horace told us about singing, right? You already know. Yeah. Liberty. Even inside of being confined, we found unrestraint. Listen. Sing a song. Full. The dark past has taught us. The faith, my mama's kind of faith. The hope, Yes. Prayerfully, hopefully, loving hard, the sweet of the berry. Ha. Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we're so harmoniously left that we get it right, and we come right back to be righteously so. My time here is almost done, but I think you peeped the message, right? Limitation, forced innovation. Moving in place, even rejected erasure. Freedom is forced structure, unity and constraint. The beauty of being the most, the sweetest of berries that say, we are, we be. So next time you think those lashes are too bold, that hair's too long, That body too loud. I want you to think about the brilliance, the alchemy of the community. It's all of us. It's the improvisation. It's jazz. It is a sacred, ancestral, collective war cry that says we are, we be, we is. Beautiful. 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 We are, we be, we is.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this session. We are out of time and don't have time for questions at the moment. However, all of the presenters will be around. Feel free to stop them in the halls if you can. But thank you all for attending this session, and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.